Day 3 of reading a proverb every single day for the next 31 days. And since we're on day 3, we got to open up to chapter 3. And chapter 3 has one of my favorite, like, 2-line verses in the Bible where it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will make your pathway straight. That's verse 5-6. And man, that's one of my favorite verses because it's just look at the promises of God. And I want to say this too, to go over the last 2 chapters. In Proverbs chapter 1, we have understanding how to receive wisdom. The starting point of wisdom. The starting point of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. If you don't have the fear of the Lord, you don't have wisdom. So we have to start from a reverence point of God, of God. We have to have that reverence towards him. And then after that, there's new steps to, deepen our wisdom. And I'll give you like the main ones that I talked about in the first video is like you have learning, which is the acquisition of info. Then you have the knowledge where you allow it to stay within you. Then you apply whatever that learning that you had learned and you stay with you. And then you apply those things. And then you have understanding of all the things that you learned. So if you think you have wisdom, but all you're doing is learning, you don't have wisdom. You just have you have learning. You don't have wisdom until you apply the knowledge that you have received. So you have to apply whatever it is that you receive so you can gain the wisdom and gain the understanding. And I think that's really important because it's like I feel like there were seasons in my life where I'm just only learning, but I was never applying. And it's important that we apply ourselves to whatever it is that we learn. And that could be not only just obviously in our walk with God, but this could be like something like in a business. Like, yeah, you can learn all the things, but have you even tried to apply it? And I think it's important that we start applying ourselves, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in the gym, whether it be in business. Apply yourselves with the knowledge and the learning that you have received. And it will always, I feel like it will turn out good for you. You know what I mean? And it's not a guarantee, but it's a higher chance for you to do that. And I think that's what verses 1-4 is going to explain to you. It's to embrace the wisdom. And I'm going to read y'all chapter 3, verses 1-4. It says, my son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For the length of your days and years of your life and peace, they will be added to you. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck and write them on the tablets of your heart, so you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. Look, this is what I'm talking about. It's like when you add these teachings and start applying them, and you keep them within you. That's why it says, my son, do not forget my teaching. Don't forget it. Keep it within you and then apply it. And when you apply it, you will have a better and more fruitful life. You will have a more peace. You will have more longevity. And that's the promises of God. When you start applying these things that are in the word to your own life. And then I want to get into my favorite verses, 5-6. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will make your pathway straight. That's a promise for God. He will make your pathway straight. And I think it's important that when it says to trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, and acknowledge him in all your ways. So it's like I'm acknowledging in God, not just in my spiritual life with him, but also I'm acknowledging God in my relationships. I'm acknowledging God when I start a business. I'm acknowledging God in all these things because life is already hard, but it's going to be that much harder if you make the wrong decisions. So at least consult with God. That don't mean that God's going to give you an answer on everything, but I believe it's God. It's you going to God, that heart posture that's going to help you become more and more precise on the decisions that you do make in this life. And I'm going to give y'all even a story in the Bible where this was actually used. And Proverbs 3, verse 5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will make your pathway straight. In Genesis chapter 24, you have the servant of Abraham who had to go and find Isaac, his wife. And he went to like a well and he was trying to find him a wife. And he prays to God to, help him with that. And boom, the answer prayer was Rebecca. Like that's God. You know what I mean? That's an answer prayer right there. It's like, what areas in your life do you need to pray on to God, or you need to speak to God to help you in that area? Like sometimes we be wondering why there's certain areas in our life where it's not fruitful, but you haven't even called upon God, or you haven't acknowledged him in your ways. And you wonder why you stuck, and you wonder why you still running in the same loop in the same play. Like, imagine I'm on the football field. I'm running the same play over and over again. Duh, they going to read the play every single time. The enemy going to read that play every single time. But then when I consult with the coach and the coach saying, oh, this is what I'm seeing from the film, and then I start cooking up a better play, that's the same way where you got to consult with God. I got to consult with God. Hey, what's the best play we got to run right now? Sometimes you might have to, okay, got you, coach. You know what I mean? That's how it is. All right, I'm gonna give y'all verses 7-8, and 7-8 says, "Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones." I'm gonna give it to you like this as well. There's another story in the Bible that kind of answers this too. It's like, it's Job. You know, Job could have turned and been like, "Nah, forget you, God," and because in his eyesight, it's all right now. It's all bad for him, but he stayed and trusted in God, and you see how he bounced back. He doubled up. God doubled his portions. God doubled whatever he had. He doubled it. And that's kind of what that is. Don't be wise in your eyes. Yes, it seem hard right now, but don't be wise, because ultimately, if you trust in the Lord, you trust what God has for you, it will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. God will help you with that. And now we're gonna move on to the next verses, and I'm gonna give y'all this one right here. So verses 9 through, I guess you say, 9 through 10. 9 through 10 kind of the same thing. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. And 9 through 10 is, first off, is honor the Lord with your wealth. So you're honoring God. It's the first off, it starts with the heart posture. It's always gonna start with the heart posture, because you look at the woman that only had 2 shekels, and she gave it. Her value was way more than the people that were given so much money in the New Testament. And it says the heart is greater value than the gift. Look at the poor widow. So God's after your heart, right? Should we tithe? Yeah, we should tithe. I think it's important, but ultimately God's after your heart. All right, my son, do not despise the Lord's discipline or be wary of his reproof. So that's verse 11. 12, for the Lord reproves him who he loves, as a father's sons in whom he delights. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding. For the gain from her is better than a gain from silver, and her profit is better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you can desire compare with her. Nothing you can compare in this life compares to wisdom. That's the perspective change. It's like you have, let's just put it in like material aspect, right? It's talking about jewels and diamonds and stuff. Like put it in that perspective. Like, if you have wisdom, it don't compare to you having all the money in the world. It don't compare. When you have wisdom, it's way better, and that's where the perspective has to be switched. And I'm gonna get into it in like the verse 30. Matter of fact, we're gonna take it down to verse 30, verse 33, and it says, "The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but He blesses the dwelling of the righteous." And this is where I was like talking about. Look, we gotta have a different perspective. Everybody's a short perspective. We have to move to a long perspective, short and long perspective, because it's like when we have a long perspective, it's like the wisdom I'm building is far more greater than any accumulation of wealth, and that's what verses 15 and 15 is talking about. It's like it's more precious than jewels. Nothing you could desire can compare to her. We gotta have a desire that triumphs for wisdom more than we do for the material gain. I'm not saying material gain ain't inherently wrong. What I'm saying is we need to have a desire that triumphs over that. We need to have that desire that's like, man, I want to gain this wisdom. You know what I mean? And then to keep going on, verse 16. Verse 16. Okay, so look. You have 15 and 16. I'm going to put these together, right? She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you can desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Verses 15 and 16 are literally talking about wisdom is going to increase the quantity and the quality of your life. Long life, riches and honor. You see, God's going to help you with the quality and the quantity of your life when you add wisdom into your life. When you start applying what you have learned and what you have gained as far as knowledge. Come on, man. God is good, right? All right, we're going to go verse 18. She is the tree of life. Those who lay a hold of her, those who hold her fast are called blessed. So you blessed if you hold on to the wisdom, right? The Lord, by wisdom, founded the earth. By understanding, he established the heavens. By his knowledge, the deeps broke open and the clouds dropped down the dew. So the Lord, by wisdom, founded the earth. God created the earth off wisdom. The wisdom. Come on, man. Like, you got to see, like, if you're trying to be a creator, you got to have the wisdom so you could create. That's what God, he literally founded the earth by wisdom. Man, that's crazy. Like, y'all got to see what God is really talking right now. You know what I mean? 21, my son, do not lose sight of these. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, and they will be life for your soul and an adornment for your neck. Then you will walk in your way securely, and your foot will not stumble. If you lie down, you will not be afraid, and when you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror or of ruin of the wicked when it comes. All right, I want to say this. There will be times where stuff happens, because it says right here, do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes. There will be times when it comes. What I mean, there will be times when it comes, hard times, hardships, trials, tribulations. There will be times. But verse 26, for the Lord will be your confidence. What is your confidence in hard times? Is it the drugs? I'm going to go back to this. What's your confidence when the business ain't doing good? Is it start doing grimy schemes? What is your confidence? Your confidence got to be in the Lord. And he will keep your foot from being caught. God gonna keep you from the troubles. Even though it may be hard right now. God gonna be your confidence. I want to pour that into you. You let God be your confidence. All right. Verse 27. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come again. Tomorrow I will give it when you have it with you. Do not plan evil against your neighbor who dwells trustingly beside you. So you see right here, like, we need to be like good stewards with the people that's around us. Like, don't plan evil against your neighbor. Like that's dead wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we used to do that. I used to do that when I was in high school. Like, we grown now. Like, and when you get to a certain point of maturity, like, that's not even something I even process. Like, to plan evil against your neighbor. Like, you got a homie and you scheming on him. That's crazy. Like, Proverbs 3 verse 30, then it goes on to say, do not contend with a man for no reason when he has done you no harm. And then that don't mean like people ain't gonna come and try you. Like, there's gonna be people that's gonna come and try you, but if possible, Romans 12 verse 18, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. So, like, yeah, try and live with peace with everybody. You know what I mean? And I think, like, it's like, be intentional, like, not trying to do people wrong. At the same time, though, there's gonna be people, like, when you trying to, like, follow after God and you trying to, get on your purpose and, start that business and all these things. There's gonna be people that's gonna hate on you. Don't get it wrong. Like, you can't help that, but you can help what you do to those. You know what I mean? Like, bless those who curse you. And then we're gonna go verse 33. I talked about verse 33, how we should have a long perspective rather than a short perspective. Hold on, let me read 31 and 32. Do not envy a man of violence. Do not choose any of his ways, for the devious person is an abomination to the Lord, but the upright are in his confidence. Okay. All right. Then the devious person is an abomination to the Lord, but the upright are in his confidence. So once again, you have a distinction between the upright and a devious person, and he gave you those type of people that plan against the neighbor and versus the one that holds on to the promises of the Lord. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the dwelling of his righteous. Toward the To the scorners, he is scornful, but to the humble he gives favor. The wise will inherit honor, but fools get disgrace. Now I want to pull this up, or I want to say this right here. I'm gonna give y'all the top of the chapter to the end of the bottom, to the bottom of the chapter, right? And here goes another bar. All right. My son, do not, verses 1-4, and then I'm going to give y'all the last verse. My son, do not forget my law, but let your heart keep my commands. For the length of the days and long life and peace, they will be added to you. Let not mercy, truth, and forsake you. Bind them around your neck and write them on the tablet of your heart. And so find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man. Okay, we talking about, then we go verse 35. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the legacy of fools. So look, legacy isn't built on one big moment. Legacy is built on 1,000 little moments. Hold on to what you have been taught. Hold on to what God is guiding you in. And you're going to find favor in the eyes of God and man. You shall inherit glory, but the shame shall inherit legacy of fools. That's it, man. That's it for everything right here, man. I hope y'all had a blessed one, and y'all just continue to put in God first and get in this knowledge so you can apply it in your own life.